Hey guys, HotRod08 here, and today I will be going over when and where to place your wards during the laning phase as a support player. For this video, I will be covering information pertaining to the blue and red sides independently. For both sides, I will cover ward placement early in the game when you don't have a control ward yet, and will differ on whether you're pushing into the enemy tower or whether you yourself are getting pushed in. I will show you guys where to place your control wards once you do get them, and where to place your corresponding trinket wards to work together. Finally, I will be going over where to place your ward in lane to limit enemy bush control, and how to obtain bush control yourself. So without further ado, let's begin. At the very beginning in the laning phase, your goal in warding as a support player depends on how aggressive you, your AD carry, and the enemy laners are at pushing the creep waves. Your ward placement will depend on whether you are getting pushed into your own tower or whether you yourself are pushing into the enemy's tower. When getting pushed into your own tower, on the blue side, placing a ward into the tri-bush will be more than sufficient, keeping yourself safe from ganks. On the red side, placing a trinket ward within the river bush should suffice in being able to see any ganks coming from the river. In the case of you constantly being pushed into your tower on the red side, a ward at the very bottom of the tri-bush should give you notice to any tower dives that might occur. If being pushed under a tower becomes commonplace throughout the laning phase, a control ward placed here might be appropriate instead. When pushing into the enemy tower, you'll need to cover your back more than you would when getting pushed into your own tower. Both on the red and blue side early in the game, when you don't have a control ward and are limited to trinket wards, you will want to place your ward outside of the river bush so you can see enemy ganks coming from both the river and from the tri-bush. When you get access to control wards after your first back, this changes a bit. When you are on the blue side, you will place your control ward at the bottom left corner of the tri-bush so that enemies have to come closer into your own jungle to kill it. Afterwards, if you are pushing, you will place your trinket ward higher up into the river so that you can get a sooner spotting of the enemy jungler if they do decide to come. As for the red side, you will place your control ward at the very top of the river bush so that you can get as much vision down the river as possible. And then if you are pushing, you will place your trinket ward into the tri-bush. Finally, let's go over lane bush control. Have you ever encountered that enemy Leona just sitting within the bush? You can't see her, but you know she's there and she's putting pressure on the lane? That's lane bush control. In order to get some control back over the bush, for the blue side you'll need to place a ward in the center of the bottom bush, and for the red side you'll need to place a ward in the center of the top bush. That way your ward can see if the enemy support champion ever leaves that bush through the back. If you are the support within the bush, as long as your AD carry is constantly pushing in the wave, keeping control of the lane bush is rather easy if you have a control ward. If you are on the blue side, you will want to place your control ward at the bottom of the top bush, and if you are on the red side, you will want to place your ward at the top of the bottom bush. That way, the control ward will stop any enemy from putting their own ward within the bush to see you, and the control ward will be far enough away from the enemies that they will have to risk themselves dying just to kill your control ward. And that's all I have for you for today's video. I plan on, in the near future, making another warding video based on after the laning phase and controlling objectives. I'll get that out as soon as I can. But in the meantime, if you enjoyed this video, please comment, like, and subscribe to the channel, and I will see you next time. Thanks much. Bye.